much. Now, you're probably saying, oh, you're just sort of imagining it. And I said, no. I could tell when one night at Temple, she introduced me as, this is Alan's first wife. It was a dead giveaway. I'm also a wife. And this gentleman standing here who's struggling with the tripod is my husband. I think he's done it. Anyway, he tells dad jokes. Well, I know all of you tell dad jokes. His dad jokes are particularly bad. But the kids laugh. And I know why. It's because they think they're in our will. But I just look at those jokes as a pathetic cry for help. I am a retired lawyer. How many people in this room are lawyers? Raise your hand. Yeah, of course. This is Washington, D.C. You cannot swing a cat in Washington without hitting a dozen lawyers. And then they sue you for assaulting them with a cat. And then PETA sues you for abusing the cat. And isn't that why everybody loves a lawyer? Really. After I retired, I was trying to figure out what my next career was going to be. I wanted something where I could make my own hours, and I didn't have a boss, and I could wear baggy sweatpants, and pretty much say whatever was on my mind. So I thought about it, and anybody have any suggestions for that particular set of job criteria? Can you give me some suggestions?
Mother-in-law.
Mother-in-law, I already did that, thank you. Any other suggestions? Okay.
Internet troll.
Internet troll. Okay, those are not awful ideas. But I came up with being a professional Karen. Think about it. I just hit all of the highlights, didn't I? So I decided to become a professional Karen. Hours are good because the shopping malls don't open till late in the morning. I would drive there. And then I would criticize people in the handicapped spots who didn't look handicapped enough to me. Or if they parked too close to the line. Or I would stand in the best parking place and not let any cars go by and say, my husband is coming in half an hour, get away. Then when I got tired, I could just go into the mall and get a cup of coffee. And there I could complain about how slow the service was and how dumb these people were who didn't know what they were ordering after they'd been standing in line for 10 minutes. And everything was going fine until I got the cease and desist order from Montgomery Mall. Now, I am 78 years old. And I will tell you right now, I did not have to have this gray hair. I did not have to have the wrinkles, if only I had followed, or I had known about this piece of advice that I'm going to give you right now. Just before my 50th birthday, I got a letter in the mail. I think just about everybody got one if they're over 50. We got this letter in the mail and we opened it, and it looked so friendly. And after we opened it, we started having to wear hearing aids, we were having cataract surgery, hip replacements, all sorts of things like that. Anybody want to guess what that letter in the mail was? AARP, absolutely. If you are under 50, or if you know people under 50, warn them. That letter comes in the mail, don't even let it in the house. Take it outside, rip it up in lots of little pieces, set fire to it, and bury the ashes. Now, from this granny, that's pretty darn good advice. And if you have another drink, it'll sound even better. But, those of you, you're not going to get that advice over to your adult kids. I mean, they're no more going to listen to you than they are going to answer any of those 10 texts a day that you send them. Because they don't. But there is hope. I have started an organization. We can have a chapter right here at Temple Sinai, if you like, that will help you more effectively intrude into your adult children's lives. It is called In-Laws Without Borders. Now, I told you that I'm hypercritical. And one thing that really, really pisses me off is when manufacturers treat us like idiots. They think that we only use our intellect on special occasions. Well, here, let me give you some examples. This bottle of Nestle Pure Life water. I have to take my glasses off to see this. This has a list of ingredients. I just told you this is pure water. And the ingredients are calcium chloride, sodium bicarbonate, and magnesium sulfate. And they tell you, why do they put it in? For taste. Now, what does water taste like? Water. It's not supposed to have any taste, is it? Unless your water came from a nuclear waste dump. Or in this case, they tell you, from a deep, protected well. Protected from what? A nuclear waste dump? But don't worry, because they say it is purified using reverse osmosis. I looked it up. I'm going to tell you what reverse osmosis is. It's wearing a pair of Spanx 3 sizes too small, sitting in the middle seat in Spirit Airlines, needing to pee, and noticing that the lavatory is both occupied and flooding. Now, you get the picture, right? It's not pretty. Now, for some of you, you water snobs, this isn't good enough. You're going to spend $4 a pop for Smart Water, aren't you? And I hate to be the one to tell you, but it didn't work. Do you know what this is? You recognize these little bags? Anybody recognize these little bags of silica? Yeah, you find them in all sorts of things, your clothes and pills and stuff like that. Told you I read labels, right? Well, this particular bag of silica says in 6 different languages, do not eat. Now, I don't know about you, but I don't know anybody who gets their snack foods tucked into the creases of their crisp new tidy whities. Do you? No. No. Here's another thing. This is Mediterranean sea salt. Mediterranean Sea. Billions of years old, yes. Hot, yes. Wet, yes. Very sunny, yes. Yeah, when they put the salt in here, they tell you, keep it in a cool, dry place. And it has an expiration date on it. Yeah, they do think we use our brains only for special occasions, don't they? And you know what else I don't like? QR codes. QR codes on menus. It's a conspiracy to starve old people to death. Right? You've all been there, right? But have you ever looked in a Jewish grandmother's handbag? It's got enough hard candy in it to jack up an army. And we won't even talk about that tuna fish sandwich that's at the bottom of the bag from yesterday's lunch, right? Wrap it up, I'm not finished with it. Now, here's another thing that bugs me. When I go to a coffee shop, not the one I was kicked out of at Montgomery Mall, but any old coffee shop, I always say, please, and thank you. And remember when we were kids, we were taught this in preschool. Please, thank you, you're welcome. Well, now when I say thank you, I'm told, no problem. When did my cup of coffee become a problem? And this barista, who was probably a French lit major and couldn't get any other job, is now telling me I'm not a problem. Or, if he really wants to escalate it, he says, no worries. When did this French lit major become a pope and absolve me of all of my worries? I come from so many generations of Jewish mothers and bubbies. We can only worry. It's all we do. Now, do you all know what one of the questions doctors ask to test for dementia? Any guesses?
Who's the president?
What day of the week is it? How many people here know what day of the week it is? Well, that's because you have jobs and I don't. I don't need to know what day of the week it is. But I feel for you. You know how I find out? Every night, I take out my pill case. You know the ones that Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, like the underpants we used to have when we were in kindergarten? And I look at the empty one, and then the one next to it tells me, bingo, I know what day of the week it is. And then I go to sleep, and the next morning, it's a whole new mystery again. It's as though my pill case was my personal Cagney and Lacey. I love Cagney and Lacey. I love all police procedurals. They kind of make me think of so many missed opportunities in my life. My husband and I were watching one a while back, and he said the plot line was very interesting. It was a woman who had hired a hitman to kill her husband. And you gotta think that can't be that unusual. And he said to me, would you do that to me? And I said, just laughed. I said, of course not, sweetheart. All I have to do is show you the bill from the hitman and you'd stroke out. But he's still here, so I guess I haven't shown him the bill yet. Anyway, I want to thank you very much. Next time I come, I'm going to tell you all about my grandchildren, and I promise to bring pictures. Good night.
Thank you so much. All right, Stephanie Weldon, everybody. One more announcement before I go. All right, yeah, we'll try this one. The Brotherhood Rebranding. Here we go. One more time. The Brotherhood Rebranding Committee is taking submissions for a new name. Please email Howard at doge.templesinai.com for more information. All right, not bad. Okay. All right. So first of all, I want to thank Sinai House again.